welcome back to the 2018 Granny Square Crochet Along. Today is Thanksgiving Day for our American friends, and as part of our Animal Week we are doing this Gobble Gobble turkey square. Turkey traditionally eaten at Thanksgiving, and as I said, part of our Animal Week this week we are making this turkey square. So grab your yarn, grab your hook, scissors and a cup of tea or coffee, and let's get started on this little beauty. Okay, so to start our turkey, we're going to make his body first. So I'm going to use this beigey colour for my turkey so you can see my stitches a bit easier when we get around to doing the features later on. So we are going to start with a magic ring or chain 4 and slip stitch to the first chain. And then we're going to chain 3, which counts as the first double crochet. And then we're going to do 11 double crochets into the ring. So we will end up with 12 stitches all together. Okay, when you finish those 12, just slip stitch to the top of your starting chain and pull your tail in tight, and there you have the start of your turkey's body. So round 2. Round 2 we're going to increase our circle. So this is similar to when we've done the elephant and the puppy dog. So we're going to chain 3 as our first double crochet and do a double crochet in that same stitch. And then you're going to do 2 double crochet into every stitch around, and you'll finish with 24 stitches. So 2 double crochet in every stitch. So there we go, 24 double crochet, oops, sorry there, hitting the camera with my cup. 24 double crochets in our circle. So round 3. Okay, so for round 3 we're going to increase a bit differently to how we've increased on previous circles. We are going to once again do 2 double crochet into each stitch. So chain 3 and then double crochet into the same stitch. Oops, double crochet into the same stitch. And then 2 double crochets into every stitch around. So at the end of this round you will have 48 double crochet. 48 double crochet at the end of this round. Okay, when you've done your 48 double crochets, just fasten off, slip stitch into the top of your starting chain and fasten off. And that is your turkey's body. So we're going to do the border for this. We're going to square it off and make it into our square. So grab the colour you're going to use for your background, and let's start on round 4. Okay, so join your background colour into the back loop of any stitch. Back loop of any stitch, and you know me, I like to try and change where I'm starting my colours if I can. So I've started at the opposite end, opposite side. So we're going to chain 1 and then we're going to do a single crochet in that same back loop. Then we're going to work into the back loops of all our stitches. So remember, you've got these 2 loops here for your stitch, the front loop and then the back loop. So we're working into this loop furthest away. Okay, so we're going to do a single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. And then we're going to do a half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. We've done this similar format before for squaring off a circle. So a double crochet in the next, oops, got my tail caught there. In the next stitch, a double crochet, chain 2 and a double crochet for a corner, a double crochet, chain 2 and another double crochet for our corner, and then in the next stitch a double crochet, 2 half double crochets along, 1 in each of the next 2 stitches, and then a single crochet in each of the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And then you're going to repeat around where we started at the beginning. So you're going to do a half double crochet in the next 2 stitches, a double crochet in the next, and then you're going to do your corner of double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, 2 half double crochets and 5 single crochets. So if you rewind the video 2 or nearly 3 minutes, and you'll start from here and continue around. When you start from here, you want to start from where we do 2 half double crochets. Ignore the single crochets at the start and then start with your 2 half double crochets. Okay, so when you get around to your last side and near to the start, you will just finish with 2 single crochets. Okay, and then when you've done those 2 single crochets, slip stitch to your first single crochet. And that is round 4. There we go. What a cute little circle in a square. I love that. It's very cute. Okay, so for round 5, I, for some reason, fastened off my colour, but I don't want to join a different colour in. But if you do want to join a new colour, then you could just fasten off and then join in any stitch you like. Absolutely any stitch you like. So I'm just going to rejoin my colour, and this gives me a good opportunity to show you the standing double crochet. I think this is the standing double crochet. So take the tail of your yarn and hold that against your hook. Okay, hold that against your hook, and then yarn over for your first the loop that would be on your hook, and then yarn over for your double crochet. Okay, hold on to this first loop nice and tightly with your finger. Then I'm going to join into my, let's do that again. Okay, I'm going to join into my first stitch of the side, and then I am going to yarn over and pull through, and then you can see I've now got the 3 loops on my hook that I would have if I was doing a double crochet. Now keep holding on to these, yarn over and pull through those first 2 loops, and then you've got 2 loops left, which is why you need to hold on nice and tightly to this bottom one. Yarn over and pull through those last 2 loops. Okay, so that is your standing double crochet. I think standing rather than chainless. Could be the chainless double crochet. Anyway, a good way to start to make that double crochet. Or you could chain 3 instead, and then you want to keep hold of this yarn here, because this this yarn here rather, the tail, because it's not secure yet. So you want to do your next double crochet in the next stitch, and then once that second stitch is done, you can let go of that tail and it's nice and secure. And you can actually use this tail at the end to do your invisible join. That works quite well. So for this round we are going to do 1 double crochet in every stitch along, or you can start with a chain 3 and then 1 double crochet in every stitch along, and in your corners you're going to do 2 double crochet, chain 2 and 2 double crochet. Simple as that. So 1 in each stitch, 1 double crochet in each stitch, 2 chain 2 and 2 more double crochet in your corners, and I'll see you at the end of this round. Okay, so when you finish that round, you want to slip stitch to your first double crochet. Now if you made this standing double crochet that I just did, you won't see, the top won't be quite as normal as the others, if you like. So what you want to do is, if you look here, you've got these two, the top strand and then the slightly slanted one. You just want to pop your hook underneath and that top strand, go through to the back and then do your slip stitch in that part there, and that just finishes off that stitch. Okay, do your slip stitch there, sorry. Or as I said, you could use the yarn to do an invisible join if you wanted to, the tail. Okay, so that's our round 5 completed. So we're going to start round 6, which is exactly the same in that we're going to do a double crochet into every stitch, and in your corners 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. And we're doing a fairly straightforward square for the border of this, because obviously the focus of this square is our turkey. Okay, so I'm going to show you now how to do the chainless double crochet, just in case you want to again try and avoid doing the chain 3. Obviously nothing wrong with the chain 3, people have been doing that for years, and I've been doing it for a long time as well. I've just recently kind of started to learn these stitches, so it's a good chance to show you. So that chainless double crochet is to pull up your loop about the height of a double crochet, and then holding on to that loop on top, twist your hook around, okay, until you've got this sort of second loop, which will be a 2-stranded loop. So I'll show you that again. Pull up your loop to about the height of your stitch, and then holding on to the top, you want to sort of twist your hook round and then behind and under. So you might need to practice that a bit, and this is what it looks like from behind and from the front. Okay, so you want to sort of hold on to that, don't let go. If I let go of there, you can see there's just this loop. If my camera decides to focus, you can see there's just this loop there, and that's why you need to hold it, because it's not got anything else to hold on to. So loop, twist, hold, and then yarn over and pull through that first loop, and then yarn over and pull through those last 2, and there is your chainless double crochet. Okay, so then you're going to do, by all means do a chain 3 there if you prefer, and then do 1 in each stitch in your corners, 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, and again slip stitch to the top of your stitch or your chain 3. Okay, here we are at the end of round 6. Now my square is up to the size I need, so I'm going to stop there. If you need an extra round, then chain 1 and single crochet in the same stitch, and then do 1 single crochet in every stitch along, and 3 single crochet in your corner space, and then continue 1 single crochet in every stitch around and 3 in your corner space, and then fasten off, and it will be time to start the rest of our turkey features. Okay, so I've got my beige colour back on because we're going to make the turkey's head now. So what you want to do is look at your square, and you want to go into the top left corner. So if there's a side that you prefer as the top, then go ahead and use that. Look in the top left corner, and you want to start your turkey head by the first double crochet. Okay, so if you look at your square, you've got your corner into 1 stitch here, so 2 double crochet into 1 stitch just here, and then to the side of that you've got your first double crochet, and we work these into the back loops, so you have a front loop just below that first double crochet. Okay, and then join your yarn into that front loop, do a slip stitch through there, and then don't worry about your tail, you can always tuck that behind afterwards, or if it bothers you, just remove your loop and then pop your hook through and pull that through to the back, out of the way. And there we go. Okay, so we're going to make the head. Make sure that you are working from the front of your square on the right side, and then what we're going to do is chain 1 and then do a single crochet in that same loop, and then a single crochet in each of the next 3 front loops. Each of the next 3 front loops. 1, 2, and 3, and then chain 1 and turn your work around. So that's our row 1, and then for row 2 we are going to do 2 single crochet in the first stitch, 1 single crochet in the next, and a single crochet in the next, and 2 single crochets in your last stitch. Okay, chain 1 and turn your work back around, and then you're going to do a single crochet in each stitch across, so 6 single crochets. The last one might be that tight, tricky one, as always with single crochets at the end of a row. Okay, so that's our row 3. For row 4, chain 1 and turn your work around, and then we're going to do a single crochet 2 together over the first 2 stitches. So go into the first stitch, yarn, pull up a loop, go into the second stitch, pull through a loop, and yarn over and pull through all 3 loops, and then single crochet into each of the next 2 stitches, and a single crochet 2 together over the last 2 stitches. So excuse me, pop your hook in, pull up a loop, pop your hook into the last stitch, pull through a loop, and yarn over and pull through all 3. And the last row, row 5, chain 1, turn your work around, single crochet over the first 2 stitches, sorry, single crochet 2 together over the first 2 stitches, and single crochet 2 together for the last 2 stitches. And there we go, and then fasten off your yarn, oops, and that's the head made. There we go, there's your turkey's head. Okay, so to do our feathers, we do 2 sort of sets of shells for our feathers. So I'm going to do my first round with a cream yarn, and then I'm going to do my second round with back to the beige colour. Okay, so where we're going to join is in this bottom right corner, so diagonally opposite the head. If you look at that corner, you have your corner stitches, the 2 into the same stitch, and then you want to go into the front loop of the double crochet to the left of your corner stitches. Okay, so you've got your corner stitches here, and then you've got this double crochet to the side. So go into that stitch and join your yarn, just as we did over for the head. Okay, and then once again I'm just going to pull this little tail through so it's out of the way. Okay, so again, make sure you're working from the right side, and we're going to chain 1 and single crochet in that same front loop. Okay, and then you're going to do a single crochet into each of the next 18 front loops. So 18 single crochets in those front loops, and you'll have 19 altogether. Okay, there we go, 19 single crochets. So then turn your work around and you're going to do a single crochet, no chain one, just do a single crochet into that first stitch. And then skip 2 single crochets, and in the next single crochet you're going to do 7 double crochet. And then 7. Okay, and then you're going to skip the next 2 stitches and do a slip stitch in the next stitch. Okay, and then you're going to repeat this along, skip 2 stitches, 7 double crochet in the next, skip 2 stitches and then a slip stitch. Skip 2, 7 double crochet in the next, skip 2 and do a slip stitch. So you will have 3 of these at the end of this row. So I have my 3 kind of shells here, and I've fastened off that colour, and I've now joined my brownie colour back in. I've turned my work, joined that colour in, and as it calls for a slip stitch in the first stitch, I'm counting that as my slip stitch. So what we're going to do is, if you're not changing colour, turn your work around and do a slip stitch in your first stitch, and then you're going to do a half double crochet into the first stitch. And then you're going to skip 2 stitches and do 7 double crochet in the next stitch. You skip 2 stitches and do 7 double crochet in that next stitch. Okay, and then skip 2 double crochet and do a half double crochet in the last stitch. Okay, and then on the next shell you are going to do a half double crochet into the first stitch. And skip 2 stitches and do 7 double crochet in the middle stitch. And you're going to repeat this on the next shell as well. So you do your 7 crochet, double crochet in that middle stitch, and then skip 2 stitches, do a half double crochet in the last stitch of that shell. So how many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So a half double crochet in the first stitch of that shell, and then on to the next one, do a half double crochet in the first stitch, skip 2 stitches, 7 double crochet in the middle, skip 2 stitches and then do a half double crochet in the last stitch, and then slip stitch to finish. Okay, so there we go so far. I've just popped the tails of my yarn to the back so you can't see those at the moment, so you can just see how our turkey is looking, and it's looking good. So it is now just some feet, which I've got some yellow for, and then his wattle, which I've got some red for. and of course his beak, which is going to be done in yellow as well. So let's do his beak in the yellow. Okay, so if you look at your turkey's head, you can probably work out yourself where you want to join the beak. But if you're a bit sort of confused or not sure, then what you want to do is, when you look at it here on the left, there is, this is where we fastened off just here. To the left, you've got a single crochet here and then a chain here. I don't know if my camera's going to focus there. So you've got a chain that sort of sticks out on the side here. So you want to join into this single crochet just above that chain, just by where you fastened off. Okay, and then once you've joined your colour, you want to chain one and do a single crochet in that same stitch, and then a single crochet in the next stitch around that corner, and then chain one, turn your work around, and then all we need to do for this beak now is just to do a single crochet over these two stitches, and that, believe it or not, is our stitch. So I'm going to work this tail in here. So a single crochet over these two stitches, sorry, a single crochet two together over these two stitches, and fasten off, and that is the beak. Obviously we don't want it to be too big because our head isn't too big. So there we go. There is your little beak. How cute is that? Okay, so we are going to do his legs. Because I've got my yellow out, we're going to move on to do his legs and feet. Okay, so the place we're going to start the first leg is, excuse me, is the 5th front loop from where we did our feathers. So if you look here, you've got 1, which is your corner, and then 2, 3, 4, 5. So you want to join your colour in there, but with your square upside down. Join your colour into there. Okay, so when your colour's joined, for your leg, you're going to do, you're going to chain 4. And then in the second chain from the hook, you are going to do 3 single crochets. And this just makes his little foot. Okay, and then slip stitch into that same chain, or you could slip stitch into the next chain, sorry. So just slip stitch into that next chain and fasten off. And there we go. There's his little leg. Okay, so we're going to do one, we're going to skip 2 loops and do one in the 3rd loop along. You're going to repeat that same pattern, do your chain 4 and 3 single crochets in that second chain. So skip 2 and do it in the 3rd one. And there we go, 2 little turkey legs. And the only thing left to do now is his wattle. So we are going to, well, I'm going to use some red for that. You could use pink if you haven't got red, or use some artistic license on whatever colour you do have. And we're going to join his, make his little wattle now. Okay, so I'm just joining my red into the very same stitch that I finished the beak in, and just join that red yarn into there. And then we are simply going to just chain 3 and fasten off, and that is all there is to his wattle. Okay, so just a chain 3, and that is that. There we go. There's his wattle. So that is our turkey completed. And I think he looks pretty darn good. So you've got some tails and things to sew in, but you haven't got any pieces to attach. They're all attached already. So if you did the puppy dog square with me recently, we had quite a lot of things to actually sew on. But with this one, they're already attached. All you've got are your yarn ends to sew in, and you're done. So I'm going to do that now, and then I'll come back to you and just show you the finished thing with all the tails sewn in. And there we go, my Gobble Gobble turkey all finished, ready for Thanksgiving. How cute. I love it. Little tiny beak in his wattle. So, what colour have you done your turkey? I can't wait to see what colours you've done. And don't forget to upload your photos into our Facebook group. The link for that is below in the description. Any questions or comments, feel free to leave those at the bottom of the page or in the Facebook group. And I can't wait to see photos of what you've done with this square, and how you've made your Gobble Gobble turkey, and whether you're having turkey for Thanksgiving. We don't celebrate Thanksgiving here, but if I was, I wouldn't be having turkey. I'm vegetarian, so no turkey for me apart from these ones that are looking like this. Okay, so happy Thanksgiving to all of you who are celebrating that today. And until next time, just keep hooking and don't let your tea get cold.